Well, it's a nice hot day today. It must be like in the 90s now. And, of course, our air conditioning doesn't work in the car. I mean, earlier in the week it seemed to spit out on Sunday. But now I don't feel anything. You know, when I go to turn it on, that makes things hard. But you know what? It can't be any harder than what construction workers and those out there in the sun have to deal with. You know, and I spoke with a friend earlier today, and they were talking about a few times in their life when, you know, they had sunstroke. So, you know, that's rough. And, you know, I remember when the call happened in Tennessee back in, I think it was 2007, 2008, or 2009, or one of them. Yeah, I think it was 9/9/09. And me and a few friends drove down to the call, and I swear it must have been in the hundreds. And it is so hard to worship God when it's really that hot. The sun's blaring down on you. You're not under any covering. So I had to go inside the place where it was, you know, air conditioned. And I saw when I went in there so many people laying on the floor, and I don't know how many had sunstroke. But, you know, the heat is just unbearable sometimes. But, you know, if you're out in it, just make sure that you stay hydrated, you know, and wet your head often. You know, that's what I usually do. But I really wanted to speak about, you know, circumstances that cause fear. And in that fear, it can lead us into making decisions that would oppose faith. And, you know, I mentioned in a few books of mine that I wrote, and I mentioned it in a few videos, that don't let the desperation of the circumstance make your decision. And that's what God told me one time. So, you know, I was reading in Telegram this morning, and a lady put up a post stating about that her job is requiring, you know, the shot. And I want to make sure that I watch my words, because I put up a video about HITLER and it was taken down. So if it wasn't true, why would they bother doing that? And they said it's hate speech, and I was given a warning. So it hasn't been flagged yet. So I really want to watch what I say. But, you know, anyways, this lady was speaking that, you know, her job is requiring her to get the shot, and she was wondering what to do. And a lot of people could be like quick to say what she needs to do. Some could say just get it. But really, if you've done your research, you should have your answer. But even with that, there are people that are dealing, you know, with so much stuff, you know, with a lot of women, that everything is connected to each other. The job is, you know, connected to the bank, and all these other different worries that can come in. So, you know, with this circumstance, you know, somebody could be facing this, you know, losing their job, and, you know, they're wondering how they're going to make it. But, you know, if you've done your research about it, about, you know, the shot, then, you know, you should already have your answer. So let's take it a step further. Are you a Christian or are you not? If you're not a Christian, then you're not going to be able to see what God can do. If you are a Christian, you're aware possibly of what God has done, but you haven't experienced Him in your life. And if you haven't experienced God in your life, And when I mean experience, I mean when you're coming into that place of faith and you're asking God for something and waiting on him to come through, then, you're going to be afraid. You're going to wonder how you're going to make it. So, I'm not telling somebody to have faith. We all get into that place to where, we're facing huge mountains. My mountain might be different than your mountain. But if we take a step back, we need to see how big God really is. Now, this lady wondered how she was going, what she should do, and of course my answer would be I'm not getting the shot because I've done my research on it. I know what these different ones have caused, and it's caused so many deaths in people. And if you're not going to know that, then you're going to go willingly for it, and a lot of people have. So I wonder how many people's eyes have opened to the fact that, and I've read something too about the shot. It said that it does not protect you against CV. And my question is, why get it then? Because that's the whole purpose of it, is to protect you from getting it. Well, if it's not protecting you, what's the purpose of taking it? So there's something that is nefarious that's going on that you're not realizing, and you need to look deeper into this. So, I want to state that God is Jehovah Jireh, the God who provides. So, it's, your circumstance, you're not going to understand that. So you really need to get into the place of knowing who your source is. When you lose your job, who are you going to rely on? Your entire life you relied on yourself. So where does that put God? If God is Jehovah Jireh, the God who provides, then you need to dig deeper into what he provides for. You need to look at what the Old Testament stated. You need to look at what the New Testament stated, what God has done. That should give you grounds for faith. Check my other videos out as well, because in them, I speak about what God has done in my own life. So, it takes really positioning ourselves, in hearing God's voice, letting him guide us. He can give you what you need to know. He could tell you, I will come through for you, So you don't need to be strapped down by, having a job. God can always give you another one, but you need to stick to what you feel is right. If you know that you shouldn't get, the shot or the jab, then don't get it, because it's not helping you and it's not helping anybody else. So deny, the job, walk away. God will always give you another one. But not only that, get to know God as your source. God will come through for your needs, but it takes trusting him. So, I just wanted to put that video out because, a lot of people would be in that position to where, it's either getting the shot or losing their job. So you really need to know God is your source when that happens, so that you would not even have, a second to think. You would say, I already know what I'm going to do. I'm not doing it. So I just wanted to put that out. Thanks for watching.